just don't care.
Welcome to the Kombat AllStar Show, brought to you by Quantum VFX, making the impossible possible. I am Kombat AllStar, and today there is a lot of things we're going to be talking about. Big week this week, really big week. But before we get into it, I want to give a shout out to SuperDuela8 on Twitter. He is awesome. He's a huge fan of the Kombat AllStar Show. He's always retweeting my tweets when I'm advertising the show and telling people about it and getting his friends to subscribe and people that he knows. So just a very big thank you to SuperDuela. You're awesome, man, and just thank you. Also want to give a shout out to Kurt Lyle, who's always giving me some great advice on the show and helping me make the show improve and get better every week. Let's talk comic books. This week, the Fantastic Four trailer came out, met with a lot of controversy, a lot of mixed feelings. There was little Easter eggs in the trailer. People were trying to figure out what's what. One of the biggest things that came out before as well, is not Mr. Fantastic, but the Human Torch is black. And we all knew this before. We actually saw the trailer and got a glimpse of it. And a lot of people, including myself, just didn't like the trailer. Another big thing that came out was the guy that's playing Aquaman in the new Justice League movie is not dyeing his hair blonde. So it's one of those things where the issue comes about is the actor is not portraying the person that they're supposed to be portraying. I mean, you have the guy who's playing Aquaman, he's not, I don't know if it's the director or the producer or whoever's choice that was, but he's not going to be portraying Aquaman as we all know and love him. Now, where I come from, back in my day, if you were an actor, you would take on the role of whatever character you're performing. Your personality changes. So you take on the psyche of that character that you're portraying. Your physical appearance changes. So if I'm playing Wonder Woman, I'm not scrawny, I'm buffed out. You know what I mean? If I'm playing Aquaman, I have blonde hair, not a brunette. So, I mean, Random Girl, what do you think about all this? What's your opinion?
I just think it's really confusing. Like, the characters look way young. Like Kombat AllStar was saying, that Storm, not Storm, that, what's his name again?
Aquaman.
No, not Aquaman. What's his name?
Human Torch.
Yeah, Human Torch is not black, which doesn't make any sense. So they're not staying true to the characters. They're not staying true to the story. Like, they're just changing up everything, and it's just very confusing. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, it's not about, being racist or anything like that, because like I see people that have my same point of view being, oh, you're racist, I'm black too, if you didn't notice. And it's like, it's about ethnicity, you know what I mean? I don't want to see a Chinese Superman. I don't want to see, a Russian Batman. They are the way they are for a reason. Batman is supposed to be a rich white man for a reason. Superman is supposed to be, a white guy from, a farmer society. There's a whole culture behind it. There's the way he was raised. I mean, depending on how old these heroes are. If they're 30, there was a lot of controversy when they grew up, depending on what ethnicity they were. And then as far as Arthur goes, Arthur Curry in, the Aquaman series, he has blonde hair, he sticks out in the town of Maine, you know what I mean? That's not like nobody in Maine is blonde, but that was one of his features that made him really stick out. And I mean, he was, him and his dad in the Watchtower, there's a whole history behind why they are who they are. Even Mary, his wife, redhead, fiery, it means something. So, I mean, I don't understand why these actors aren't willing to portray the characters like they were meant to be portrayed, even if it's ethnicity, or if it's skin color, or if it's physical. You should be able to portray the character and show that character on screen. There's no reason for you to be an actor, go to acting school, get a job, and then refuse to dye your hair, or refuse to, bulk up for the role, or study for the role, or refuse to do any of that stuff. And if there's directors out there saying that that's hindering their creativity, then let's be honest, they're not all that creative to begin with. Am I right?
I think so.
Am I right? You think so too? If you agree with me, let me know, comment below. If you don't agree with me, that's cool. Comment below anyway. I want to hear what you guys think. As always, I want to read what the people think. It's a good conversation. Let's keep it going. Let's talk wrestling. This was a pretty big week for wrestling. You had the Royal Rumble, which was subpar. The Royal Rumble itself was pretty decent. Wasn't as good as it's been past couple years. You had Bo Ray Dudley come back, which was like the biggest, almost awesomest thing that happened that night. Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble. Boogeyman showed up. DDP showed up. So it was pretty decent. Everything before the Rumble was really actually pretty awful, except for the title match for the WWE Championship. That match was epic. Stole the show. Was way better than the Rumble. Hats off to those guys for that. Raw was kind of weird. They were kind of snowed in, so they couldn't really go in the building and do what they needed to do. So they were just playing Royal Rumble again, and they had some interviews at the corporate office. JBL was outside, doing his reporting, I guess. So it was a really odd show. Not anything noteworthy happened. Lucha Underground. Oh my gosh. I've been telling you guys to watch for the past couple of weeks. So if you haven't watched, I am disappointed in you. I want to post a full episode down below. It's on YouTube just in case it gets taken down. I'm going to post the highlights as well. So Lucha Underground was awesome. There was an awesome match with Prince Puma going against Cage for the title. That was the main event. It was everything but epic. I mean, I can't even describe to you how awesome that match was. Conan was in there. I mean, he got involved. Cage ripped the title in half, which was crazy. I've never seen anybody rip a title in half before. I know that that has happened before once with Superstar Billy Graham, but I didn't actually watch that, so I don't know how that was. But that was pretty cool. You also had the opening match. I mean, you had Mil Muertes versus Phoenix, and that was pretty awesome. Mil Muertes is a beast, man. He's like punching him in his face. Like Phoenix is doing flips towards him. He just like boom, decks him. You know what I mean? Bam, elbows him. But Phoenix ends up winning in the end. Quick little schoolboy, turns everything around. Kind of sucked, but the match was really cool. You don't really see big, imposing luchadors, so it was really cool to see something like that on Lucha Underground. And then the other match was really good. I mean, it was a 6-man tag match. That was awesome. I don't want to really go play by play because I really want you guys to watch it. But trust me, you will not be disappointed. Lucha Underground is something to talk about. I mean, everything from how it's shot. I mean, the promos are shot like a movie. I mean, it's directed by, Robert Rodriguez. So everything is just awesome. It looks like you're watching a movie, but it's actually an event. The crowd's into it. Everything about it is just awesome. Vampiro and Matt Striker do awesome commentating. It's just a great show. You need to check it out. Check it out. Check it out. If you haven't checked it out, I don't know what to tell you. You need to go check it out. If you've checked it out, let me know what you think. I would love to know. I don't hear anybody really talking about Lucha Underground. So I would like to know what you guys think about it. As far as I know, I'm the only YouTuber that talks about it. So yeah, just let me know what you think. Maybe we can get a dialogue going, a little conversation. Hit me up on Twitter if you want. I just want people to talk about this thing. I want more eyes on the product. It's great, and I want it to stick around.
Yeah, I love it. It's different. I mean, it has a lot of culture. Like,
heck yeah.
Yeah, Robert Rodriguez is the owner of the channel, so there's a lot of like movie type aspects, angles.
Very
to it,
cinematic.
Very cinematic. I love the show.
Awesome show.
Did you tell them it was on El Rey Network?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. On El Rey Network, and you can check out. They post clips all the time on YouTube. So if you don't have cable, check out the clips. You can find the full episodes too, like I did. Post it below. Let me know what you think. Let's talk video games. This week in gaming, I want to talk Mortal Kombat. As you all know, there were 2 trailers released this week. There was Ermac and Reptile, and they were showing off, as they normally do, fighting moves, the air combos, the little things they can do here and there, special moves, little this and that of what they can do in it, and usually end up with a fatality. But this time they were kind of cutting them off and just showing Mortal Kombat X logo at the end, which was kind of cool. But to be honest, I was kind of wishing for different characters. I'm a big Reptile fan. I really like his moveset, kicking some butt with him back in the day. I expect to do it again, when this game comes out. But I was kind of disappointed in Ermac and Reptile. I mean, Mortal Kombat's known for a really deep, in-depth story with all their characters, and Ermac is not one of those characters that has it. For all of you out there that know, Ermac was just kind of created by 100 warriors souls from Shang Tsung, and he became Ermac. So he doesn't really have the deep lineage and storyline that maybe Liu Kang has, or Kung Lao has, or Melina, or Katana. So it was a little disappointing to see him. His design isn't that much different from MK9, so they didn't really stray out of the box with that. Reptiles was very good, and he just looked awesome. His moveset looked awesome, but I would have much rather have somebody else, like maybe a Fujin or a Tremor, somebody who hasn't got a lot of gameplay in the Mortal Kombat series. So it's kind of an old character that's kind of new. I mean, anybody from Mortal Kombat Gold would have been cool, but didn't choose to go that route for some reason. We still have plenty of time left. Game doesn't come out for a few months now, so I mean, maybe they'll surprise us and release some characters that we've been wanting to see for a long time. I know they've always been talking about, Ed Boon's been talking about a lot of new characters are going to be in the game, and it's going to be taking place, from MK9 25 years later. So there's not a lot of old characters that are going to make an appearance in this game. So I'm really, really pushing and hoping to see some new characters that are, from the old, not necessarily new characters, but just characters that were from the old game that we didn't get to play much. It'd be nice to see Shinnok in the game. It'd be nice to see Jarek in the game. I mean, Tanya, I would love to see her in the game. So, I mean, we have plenty of time left. Like I said, kind of disappointed with Ermac being in the game. Really disappointed about, Reptile being in the game. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Reptile did look cool. Ermac not so much. Would still rather see two other people in the game. So, I mean, only time will tell. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Did you like both the trailers? Did you like Reptile and Ermac being announced? Or would you rather see somebody else, somebody different? I would love to know what you guys think. So, I mean, feel free to leave a comment below. Twitter me, whatever you want to do. Just voice your opinion.
Let's talk visual effects.
So I kind of want to talk about the Visual Effects Awards again. VES, we got two of the top movies that have a lot of nominations. They're actually leading nominations for the VES. That's going to be happening in a couple months. And we got Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and we have the Game of Thrones TV show. Now, I've seen a few episodes of the Game of Thrones, and it's very dramatic and not my style. It's kind of like some sort of like sitcom or something, and it's just, relationships and backstabbing. It's very girly is the word I'm looking for. Very girly. The visual effects are really awesome in it, so I'm not surprised that it's leading nominations out of the rest of the movies that are nominated for the VES this year. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, I actually enjoy a lot. I was explaining to you guys a few episodes ago how I really liked the movie, and I thought the visual effects were top notch. So it's no surprise that these two are actually leading the way for nominations in the VES Awards. So, I mean, hats off to them. I still can't wait till the actual award ceremony gets going and underway. Hopefully they post some stuff online. I'm not 100% sure that it's televised, but I mean, hats off to those guys. I know those studios busted their butts, especially with Game of Thrones. I mean, from what I saw, that thing looks it's just epic. It's magical. It's right there. It's right up there with Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and someone argue better. I guess you have to argue better because Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit are actually being nominated as well, and this is doing better. So, if you've seen both, tell me what you think about it. Who do you think is going to pull through and win those VES Awards this year? Just what do you think about those movies overall, or movies and TV shows overall? Do you think they're good? Do you think they're bad? Do you think they're using visual effects as a crutch? I personally don't think any of these movies are. They're using them appropriately, which is something I always push for, and I always think is the right thing to do. Even though I'm a visual effects artist, don't overuse me, use me sparingly, and make it count, make it mean something. So what do you guys think? Comment below and let me know. I want to personally thank everybody for watching the Kombat AllStar Show. It was fun doing it as always, and if you have any comments, feel free to comment below. I know I said it in like almost every segment, but I want to get a dialogue. I want you guys to talk. I want you to talk to me. I want to conversate with you guys, so please feel free to comment about anything that you saw. If you like what you saw, as always, subscribe. Contact me down below at Kombat AllStar or at Quantum VFX. And until next time, everybody, stay cool.